with allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. As you can see, I am not Mike Hennessy. I'm pitch hitting for him where he's unavailable this evening, and we're gonna do our best to take care of things in his absence. First on our agenda is, we have a couple public hearings. We'll open with public hearing on the petition of the National Grid for plan number 3113713 to install a one joint owned pole on the North Main Street, beginning at the point approximately 25 feet east of the center line in the intersection of North Main Street. National Grid is proposing to install a new mid-span pole needed for pole 41 with URD replacement. That's the first. Second, we'll also be hearing the petition of the National Grid for plan number 3115723 to install one joint owned pole on the Blackstone Street, beginning at point approximately 15 feet southeast of the center line of the intersection of Blackstone Street. National Grid is proposing to install a new mid-span pole 31. And last for this set is public hearing to hear the petition of National Grid for plan number 311598087 to install one single owned pole on the Bellingham Street, beginning at the point approximately 125 feet southwest of the center line of the intersection of Roy Street. National Grid proposing to install pole number 005 for new overhead equipment. And we have a representative for National Grid joining us. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. Jeff Stovall, National Grid.
Thank you for joining us.
Well,
We'll turn it over to you.
first poll, the first poll is for the new URD that's going in on North Main Street. You just need a poll to provide them with service for that URD.
Please, forward, right?
No, can I ask you a question regarding that?
Yes.
So if we have fiber attachments on those poles that are on either side, who's in charge of moving the fiber?
Wherever,
Is so the town, if it's a town fiber?
correct.
Okay.
May I ask, what's the URD?
Underground residential development.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions from the members?
No, I'm all set.
Good. Hillary, you all set with yours?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to close this section. And we'll vote on this as separate, correct?
Yep, we can, so close the public hearing, we need
So
to
we're
vote
gonna
on
close the public
that.
hearing. I have a motion to close.
I'll
public
make a
hearing.
motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Second, we have a first and a second to, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Nope.
And then.
Madam Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the plan number 3113713 to install one joint owned pole on North Main Street, beginning at a point approximately 25 feet east of center line of the intersection of North Main Street.
We have a first, we have a second?
Second.
Second by Cody. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? No opposed? So 5-0. I'm sorry, 4-0. All right, moving on to the second one.
Madam Chairman, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Wait, on this one?
This one we want to change.
We wanna,
the
no,
small-
we need to have him
Okay.
explain to it, yeah.
Oh, I'm
We have, we have a small change to
Yeah.
discuss.
It's the Blackstone Street one.
Yeah, it is. And there's a woman on Zoom that might want to talk to us.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
So we want to start with National Grid first?
Sure.
The Blackstone Street petition is for a mid-span pole of 31 with an anchor and a guy, and that is also to feed a development going across the street from that pole, which would be feeding pole 31-1, which would, I don't know if it would be a URD with the town, but it's to feed 3 or 4 houses on that street.
Already existing. They're already existing?
No,
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 they're-
they're being
they're
developed.
both, okay.
Townhouse development.
Okay. Any questions from the board right now?
No.
And do we have anyone online that would like to have any questions proposed?
Yes, I do have another question.
Okay.
My
And
name
can you-
is,
I'm sorry?
can you hear me? My name is
Yeah.
Erica Wolf Giovanello from 268 Blackstone Street. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Great. So I did speak with an Audrey from National Grid today, and thank you for having her call. But I did have a follow-up question after speaking with her. She mentioned that the pole needs to be on depending on how you're looking at it, on the side of the street where all the homes are currently in existence versus on the side where this new development is going to be planned. And I'm just trying to understand why that is. She mentioned something about a 200-foot span. And if the gentleman from National Grid could elaborate on that.
So the span from pole to pole is over 200 feet. And in
Yes.
order to provide primary service, which is 7,000 volts to that underground development, we need a pole to tap off of it, which then will go to another pole to rise up it.
So where is the second pole then? And that's my
It's gonna be across the street in that development.
Okay, so can the first pole be on that side too, since that's the case and it's underground?
So it's gonna go underground to that pole that's on that side, but it's gonna be overhead across the street because all the poles on that street are on the opposite side of the street and development is on the other side.
That's not true. There is a pole on the other side of the street where the development is, and that's why I'm asking. So it makes more sense to me so as not to cut up the road in a second place, to place the first pole that requires this higher voltage on the other side of the street where the development is proposed, well, not proposed, is being built, and then do the underground, whatever, URD or whatever it's called, there, from there, for the second pole.
I drove down it.
A little ways farther up the street, there is someone else side.
Right.
It does cross over.
Right,
Yeah.
but the original poles are on the opposite side of the street.
All right, she was.
I couldn't
You
hear
just
that.
explain that to her.
So because the poles are already existing on that side of the street, we'd have to tap off of that existing pole line for that development. If they're on the left side of the street going further down, to shift everything to the opposite side of the street is not cost effective.
But there's already a telephone pole on the other side of the street in front of 270 Blackstone Street.
If it doesn't have primary on it and only telephone, it doesn't help us.
Okay, so do you know if there's telephone on there and primary versus primary?
From the pole that I looked at where the development was going, the primary was on the right side of the street.
Which is
Going
directly
down.
in front of 268 Blackstone Street, correct? No, I
Correct.
understand that. So you don't know 100% if the other one is a primary or just telephone. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
I only noticed the ones on the right-hand side that had primary. I didn't,
Would it be,
if somebody could put up Google Earth, I could tell you right now.
that would be great to confirm. Thank you.
Yeah, but plan.
That's right here.
You have it up?
But it doesn't really show on this plan.
I can just show him and
See, it
then I
doesn't.
think what he's talking about, see how there's the pole down here on the other side, but it's at the bend.
Right.
So all of the other poles.
Right here, and his driveway is going right here.
Right.
So I need a pole on this side to then feed that way. Because that development, the property line ends right there. And his house is there.
So what he was referring to is the pole is into the corner on the other side. But on this side where they're proposing it right here, it's on this side, same as the homes.
Okay.
So what do we do at this point?
It wouldn't be possible to feed it because you'd have to anchor it one way and the other to then tap off of that pole to then come on the other side. The least cost to serve is to install one pole.
This is the one that has.
And they did say they were gonna move it though, wanna ask her about that.
So did you have the discussion earlier today with what, was it Audrey about moving it? So many feet
Correct.
away?
Correct, but that was before because then I looked at the paper, I didn't have the document in front of me when I was speaking with her. And then I saw there's a second pole. So if there's two poles and then you still have to dig up the street, I'm trying to understand.
We're not gonna dig up the street.
So it's not going underground.
It's going underground once they build a development on that side.
So on the other side, so so Blackstone Street won't be cut up to have the lines going under.
Correct,
Okay.
correct. That's why, so it's gonna go overhead between both poles. And then once they build the development, that's where it's gonna go underground.
Okay,
You're good.
then I'm totally fine. She, Audrey from National Grid told me to pull up one of the stakes that you had there and to physically move it. And
Yep.
where I did do that, and I pounded it in the ground, so I took the tall one and I
Okay.
moved it so that you wouldn't have to cut any trees or anything down on the other side of the street.
Okay,
I was trying to be kind all the way around.
I'll take a drive by there Wednesday. It's not
Okay.
my job, but I'll take a drive by there Wednesday just to make sure that everything is copacetic.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we're just trying to prevent impeding his view from pulling out of his driveway. He's 90 years old, and the further we can move it away from his driveway, the more preferable that would be. Thank
I'm
you.
here to help.
So we satisfied both ends. You're good on that end and
Fantastic.
we're good with your dad and everything's fine. Okay.
Awesome.
Any other
Thank you.
questions from anybody?
No.
Madam Chair? All right, then we're gonna take a motion to close this public hearing.
Yeah. So
First and second.
Second.
Cody, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, there we go. And we will continue to vote to, this is gonna be to the slight amendment, correct?
Yeah, so we can just put, so you can make a motion to approve that, whatever this number was.
311572003.
Yeah,
With the amended.
as presented along with the amendment email that I have from the engineer.
Do anyone that would like to make that motion?
You can just.
Madam Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the plan number 311572003 to install one JO pole on Blackstone Street, beginning at point approximately 15 feet southwest to central line at the intersection of Blackstone, with the amendment that Hillary has presented to us and with the questions and the answers that were given.
So we have a first, we have a second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
4-0. And on to our last, when you're done with us.
Exciting. The last petition is for Bellingham Street, which will be installing primary metering because that street has feeds that run into Rhode Island. So the Rhode Island side has a primary meter on their side, and we've got a primary meter on our side, so it's just for National Grid equipment for metering.
Just don't know. Do we have any questions? No. Okay, yeah, anyone on the phone? No. I'll entertain a motion to close this public hearing. So, you have a first, second?
Second.
You have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
4-0. And we entertain a motion to approve.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve National Grid for the plan number 311590887 to install one single occupant pool on Bellingham Street, beginning at a point approximately 120 feet, 25 feet southwest of Central Line at the beginning of the intersection of roads.
You have a first, we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Oh,
Thank you.
you want to
Appreciate
reach
it.
out to you Wednesday
Yes, please,
after I look at that?
if you don't mind. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
You too. When you guys have a chance, you have to sign all the petitions.
Okay. Next, we're going to entertain opening a public hearing on the application of Tavern in the Square Bellingham. LLC doing business as Tavern in the Square. Kevin Murtaugh joined us from Zoom, I believe. Manager for the restaurant, all alcoholic license and common vic license, and a weekday and Sunday entertainment license. This premise is located at 245 Hartford Ave.
Good evening. I'm Stephanie Boudreau for the applicant Tavern in the Square Bellingham LLC, and with me tonight is Kevin Murtagh, who is the proposed manager of record. Thank you so much for having us. We're here before the board seeking approval of our all alcohol liquor license, which comes with the common vic and entertainment licenses, all to be exercised at, as you said, 245 Hartford Ave in Bellingham. The location is in a commercial district with no residential abutters and plenty of parking. The applicant intends to operate a tavern in the square, with the Bellingham location excitingly becoming the 17th tavern restaurant in Massachusetts. The licensed premises will consist of 7,579 square feet of interior, plus a 1,500 square foot patio, which is located within the leased premises for a total of 9,079 square feet. For seating, there'll be 251 interior seats, a bar and a dining area, and 124 patio seats with total seating of 375. Applications for entertainment and Sunday entertainment license have been filed, seeking just to play televisions and piped in music. Hours are 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. daily. Tavern in the Square is wholly owned by Tavern Holdings LLC, which has recently been acquired by Authentic Restaurant Brands. The operations are wholly managed and operated by three gentlemen: Stephen D'Souza, who has been involved in the tavern restaurant since the very beginning, Matt Perelman and Alex Sloan, all of whom have been quarried and have been in this business for a long time. The applicant has a lease for the premises with WS Development, the current owner of the property. The lease is contingent upon approval of the licensing. And currently the applicant is preparing and undergoing renovations for what is hopeful to be a January 2026 opening. The proposed manager of record, who's again here with us tonight, is Kevin Murtagh. He's been with the restaurant group since 2023 and has been in the restaurant management industry since 2011. He's tips and crowd control certified, and again is here this evening. As for public need, Section 12 licenses are not at capacity in Bellingham, meaning the state believes there is still a need in the town that has not been fulfilled. Also, Tavern is a nut-free restaurant using gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free, and shellfish-free fryers to accommodate people with a wide range of food allergies. It also focuses on using locally sourced foods and craft beverages and has a very large zero-proof selection, distinct from what you would normally see for non-alcoholic beverages. The tavern restaurant concept has been very popular in each of its locations, and we believe will be a valuable addition to the town of Bellingham. Finally, we put a legal ad in the Milford Daily News on September 30th, notified all of the abutters by mail, and have not received any objections or calls of inquiry concerning this application. We're here to answer any questions that the board might have, and thank you for your time.
Well, very exciting. Didn't know any questions from you all?
No, I'm just very excited. I enjoy the one in Rentham Outlets. I'm very happy you finally came here.
That's great. Thank you.
I just have one question. I just found it a bit odd, being on this board for many years, that you are doing the type of build out you're doing all of that work, and when you're just now coming to us now. Was there a reason why you didn't come before the board earlier, before you started all that? To me, it's a little presumptive, that you're just gonna say yes. I mean, I'm excited, but I just think it's a bit odd that you're that far down the path and you haven't come before the board earlier.
Well, we have the application has been in process for a bit, and we have been working with Hillary, and she's known that the application has been coming. It took us a while to kind of get to the hearing point to get everything together, but we did reach out to Hillary a while ago. And of course, the restaurant has been working with the town, the building department, getting its permits in order. And it's just the process that we have always followed in getting these liquor licenses, and we haven't had a problem. So apologies if it seems presumptive. It certainly wasn't intended to be.
No, it's just, because other restaurants that have come into town have come to us early, talked about the plans. I mean, listen, I've been to a handful of your restaurants. I'm a big fan, so I'm not against you coming here. There's a process, and over the years, I've been on the board for, more than a decade, and this is just different. Most will come to us very early on, sit before us, discuss their plans. Here's what we'd like to do. Almost get a level of excitement going, work with us closely, and then all of a sudden we started seeing this build up, rumors going around, and I'm asking, hey, what's going on? We haven't seen them yet. When are they coming before us? Don't know. So I was just curious, that's all.
Yeah, no, that's
I'm
interesting.
not gonna say no.
Yeah.
Believe me, I'm just making a public statement personally that it just seemed like, yeah, you're a big corporation. We're just not gonna say yes.
Yeah, no, and I don't think, again, no presumptiveness, just the process. And I will certainly take that message back to my clients and just relay
Yeah.
You know, some of the towns don't want to hear from us earlier. They just want to hear from us when we have the license ready. So it's very, very
Okay,
different
fair
everywhere.
enough.
Oh,
I said enough. I apologize if I offended. It wasn't meant to offend.
No, I'm always happy for the feedback.
Cory?
No, I don't have any questions.
Sounds
I'm
good.
excited as well.
Okay, so at this point, we're going to, oh,
Can you ask her about her hours? I'm assuming it's 10 to 1 because that's what she has on
Yeah,
the.
it's on the machine.
can
Yeah.
we verify the hours of operation?
I think the request is for 10 a.m. to 1 a.m.
Okay.
Is that Monday through 7 days?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Are the other, I do have a question. Are the other restaurants open that late? Till 1 in the morning?
I believe that's where the license goes to. And then I think they open, depending on what the business and
Like
what
based on demand? You
Yeah.
may not open till
Yeah.
1.
it may end up being open till noon, till midnight or even,
Yeah,
you know,
fair
11
enough.
in some evenings. They just adjust according to what.
And what's the type of music and entertainment that you typically have? I know it probably varies based upon the location, but what is it? You know, a three-person band, what is it?
No, it's no bands, no bands. It's
No?
just televisions and piped in music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, great. And outside in the patio section is piped in music as well?
Normally, yeah, and here,
Yeah.
like I said, it's all commercial, no abutting residential.
Yeah, no, that's no
So-
problem. I'm just curious more
Yeah.
for my own. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
I'm
More
good.
questions?
Oh.
Okay, then we'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
So second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
And now we're going to vote on the applications conditions.
Madam Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the application of, I get it all right, Tavern in the Square, Bellingham LLC, doing business as Tavern in the Square. Kevin Murdoch, manager for a restaurant all alcohol license, a common victual license, and a weekday and Sunday entertainment license, premises located at 245 Hartford.
We have a first, we have a second.
Second.
Cody, all in favor?
Aye.
4-0. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for
Your
your time.
opening day in January.
Good luck.
Thank you, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now moving on to. That's on our agenda. We have everything. Jesse? No, Jesse, right, okay. We're gonna open a public hearing on the oh no, actually, what are we doing?
No, we're just doing a bit of work first.
Good one. I was so in.
Yeah, public hearing, you're in public hearing mode.
Okay. How about we just do, your bid award?
Excellent. So what we have in front of the board tonight is a recommendation for a bid award for our well number 11 replacement process upgrades. General bids for this were opened on September 25th. 3 bids were received. The low bid came in under the projected OPCC, or the opinion of probable cost for construction. We did authorize the sum of $1,091,000 at town meeting for this effort, with the combined bid, low bid price coming in at 1.063 and change. For this reason, I have a recommendation in front of you tonight to award this to the contractors, Barbado Construction out of Middleborough, Massachusetts. They have done work for us in the past, and we are satisfied with the work that they performed.
Awesome. Any questions from the board?
Yeah, Jesse, just for the folks that are watching, where is well number 11?
Yep, great question. So well number 11 is off of Rentham Road. It's actually just to the, if you're looking from Rentham Road at Rentham Manor, just to the left of Rentham. Okay.
And what's the volume you anticipate? Will that be a primary well or is that more of a backup?
Yep, so that's a great question as well. This will be a primary well. It'll
Okay.
be one of the main sources feeding our Rentham treatment facility. We've had great luck with this well source in the past, redeveloping it year after year. Unfortunately, in recent history, the amount of volume that we were able to get from the site has diminished significantly, prompting us to move forward with a replacement effort.
Right, I'm good, thank you.
No other questions? Okay, do we entertain a motion to accept the bid? Anyone?
Make a motion, oh, go ahead. Cody, you started, what you started?
Make a motion, I move the contract well number 11 replacement process upgrade be awarded to that one. Barbado Construction in Middleborough, Mass.
The first time, second? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Girls. Yep, so. Just we have a little longer, right?
Yes,
All right, you're gonna talk about PFAS, I believe, right?
yes, that is correct.
Okay, so you're on.
Okay, great. So I just wanted to provide the board with an update on our PFAS treatment facility upgrades. To date, we have had 2 meetings on this effort. The first being on the 26th of August for our pre-construction, at which time we would typically issue the notice to proceed for construction, followed by a recent meeting on the 14th, which is technically meeting number 1. During the pre-construction meeting, we had representatives from the DPW, our project engineers from Wright Pierce, Apex, who is serving as our OPMs, formerly known as Environmental Partners, Daniel O'Connell and Sons, they are the general contractors for this project. Mass DEP was on site as the project engineers as well. During this meeting, we discussed the initial project schedule, the contract itself, discussions with Mass DEP concerning federal payroll requirements, warranties, submittals, RFIs, change orders, limits of work, and routine occurrences with meetings. With that being said, we did land on the second Tuesday of the month at 9 o'clock routinely. Unfortunately, our very next one lands on the holiday, so that was actually kicked back to the Monday prior. So regular scheduled meetings will commence on this project. During meeting number 1, we did discuss confirm the confirmation of delaying the notice to proceed, which is typically issued, as I mentioned, during the pre-construction. And the rationale behind this was due to the startup anticipated with the original schedule. We wanted to target a time of low demand for kicking off this plant. In the event we had hiccups along the way, we didn't want to be in our high demand season for water. The general contractor was agreeable to this, the subs were agreeable to this, and a change order has been issued that had no monetary impact on the project. So that was worked out and signed off on. We now have access to their submittal exchange program. This is used for reviewing pay recs, looking at any submittals, things of that nature. Next steps include mobilization of a trailer on site for the contractors. This will be their command center. Eventually, we will have our routine meetings at this site, but until it's established and there's power in there, we'll continue to use the DPW facility. With that, tree clearing will commence, so they'll have to make room for the trailer up on Hartford Ave. In full disclosure, the location of this plant is kind of tucked back, so it's relatively private. It's behind Stallbrook School. So the public appearance might not be as significant as other projects in town. It's again kind of tucked away back there. With that being said, we did discuss the potential for the select board to consider a groundbreaking ceremony. If and when that does happen, we will certainly keep the board informed, but we're anticipating springtime for something like that. With that, there are actually a few requirements. So we've got to put out a public notice. We've got to post it to the newspaper, things of that nature. And what it does is allow the EPA enough time to attend if they choose to do so. So if the board is interested in moving in that direction, we can certainly plan accordingly and plan to have a groundbreaking ceremony. Excellent. So with that, the official notice to proceed for this project was issued on the 10th of September. Substantial completion is anticipated for October 12th of 2027. And the final completion at this point in time is slated for December 10th of 27. So a couple of years out. It's a major project, but this is what we're looking at this current time. It's a great project. We're happy to see it moving forward, but it is going to be a very long endeavor. So we're in it for the long haul.
Just because you mentioned it, is Stallbrook impacted at all? Not just because you mentioned it opening, just I want to make sure that we.
Great question. The only potential impacts that we might envision with Stallbrook is just the truck traffic passing through.
As far as the school operations, things of that nature, no, we don't anticipate any impacts on the school
I
itself.
just want to make sure that we say that out loud, just for our parents.
Absolutely,
Appreciate
yep,
that.
yep, great question.
Any other questions from our board members? No, everyone's
No, it's
good?
great.
This is a non-action, this is information, correct?
This is
For
just
our-
information, correct?
Thank you for
Yes,
joining us tonight.
absolutely, thank you for having me.
Thanks, Jess.
All right, next up is, are you staying with us some more?
I was gonna say, actually, I think I got one more thing on there, yeah.
That's Department of Transportation, that's the land agreement and Hartford Ave project, correct?
That is correct. So what we have in front of us, we've actually gone over this project, in previous meetings. We do have a formality in front of us, as far as the notice of taking by eminent domain for the donated parcels. There's no funding associated with this, so again, this is a formality as part of the project to sign off on the, eminent domain from Mass DOT.
So we need a motion, that's the Mass DOT LDA motion.
Right.
All right, I move pursuant to the provisions of section 107-1. The town bylaws that the select board vote to execute a land damages agreement to settle claims related to the eminent domain taken by the Massachusetts Department of Transportation of land and easements from the town for the Hartford Avenue project.
You have a first, you have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
4-0. That concludes your portion of this evening's
That
program.
should be
Thank you
it,
so
for tonight.
much.
Thanks, Jess.
All right, thank you.
Thank you
very
Good
much.
night.
All right.
And we'll go over and open space. Do we have an open space member?
Yes.
Okay. Next
So I
agenda-
did a motion for that as well. I don't know if you want to talk on that or just. So last meeting, we, the select board, voted on the charge and how the committee was going to be set up. And, there's already, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 5 members that have been sitting on this committee for, 2 years now.
So we're
And
just
then-
gonna make a motion and approve all the names.
Correct, and then you'll notice one additional, this, Danielle Dolcinos, she's the same, person that applied to be on Conservation Commission, she's now on Cultural Council, and she's gonna,
Great.
do this,
Awesome.
so.
Excellent.
They
Madam
were
Chair,
long and hard on that,
Yeah.
so. Fine, we'll move.
I'll make a
for that?
motion to appoint the following individuals to the Open Space and Recreation Committee. Jennifer Altamonte will be our select board representative, Adrian Barton, Conservation Commission representative, Douglas Martin, Parks Commission representative. Is that Chatty Kelly? Is that really the name?
No, I think it's Chad, sorry about that.
Yeah,
It's
Chad
Chatty
Kelly.
Thomas,
No,
I guess.
sorry.
Chair Kelly.
Chad Kelly.
Oh, Chad now.
Now he's gonna.
He has a new nickname.
Love that.
Steady.
Chad Kelly, member at large for a 2-year appointment, Nicole Rutkowski, member at large for 2-year appointment, and Danielle Duplinos,
Dolcinos.
member at large for 1-year appointment.
Is the first, we have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
4-0.
Great.
Anything you'd like to say, being the open space representative this evening?
No.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Chad.
How's it going?
All right, what's next up? Oh, minutes? Look at that. Mike's jealous. 35 minutes in counting. We're not doing so bad.
Yeah, right.
All right.
I make a motion to accept the September 6th minutes.
First, we have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
1-0. Any old business? No, any new business? We have the business?
I don't have any.
Nothing, anybody?
No.
Share? All right, well, I'll turn it over to our town administrator.
So for the board, you have a copy of this as well. So back on October 7th, had a coffee and conversation with the town administrator. Had a larger crowd, about 18 people showed up, and we discussed everything from the warrant for fall town meeting, various capital projects, traffic discussions relating to Hartford Ave, and we reminisced about what the town of Bellingham would look like 30, 40 years ago. Tomorrow we have our monthly department head meeting. 2 weeks ago, we had Secretary Ed Augustus visit the Bellingham Housing Authority and mentioned this at our October 6th meeting. He's doing a tour of the state of various housing authority properties. So we toured the Depot Street Housing Authority property, and had a meeting with Housing Authority staff, town staff, and Representative Mike Soder, just as far as the need for housing for seniors and also for capital improvements at Housing Authority properties and what specifically Bellingham Housing Authority could use. Coming up on Thursday, October 30th, that's when we're gonna have town hall trick or treat, 1 PM to 4 PM. Halloween being Friday, that also is when town offices are closed at 1, so we've moved it ahead 1 day. For those who saw on social media, we had Senior Center Assistant Director Terry Graham, as well as some dedicated volunteers participate in the Neponset Valley Walk to End Alzheimer's at Patriots Place. They raised over $1,600 to end Alzheimer's disease. The town was notified that it was the recipient of a Mass Trails Grant Award. This is a project between Town of Bellingham, Blackstone, Mendon, as well as CMRPC, Central Mass Regional Planning, and MAPC, Metropolitan Area Planning Council, to fund the 3-town feasibility study for advancing the Charles Headwaters Greenway in all 3 towns, with the goal of connecting the Milford Rail Trail, Upper Charles Trail connecting to the SNET. Also through this rail trail program, the Franklin Bellingham Rail Trail group received $16,000 to install benches along the SNET Trail from Center Street to the Route 126 tunnel.
Nice.
The capital, we've been reviewing capital budget requests. Capital Committee met last week and discussed approximately 1.4 million in capital requests, 909,000 of which would be funded through free cash and the remaining by retained earnings. Next up is tomorrow night's Finance Committee meeting to also go over those requests. We are identifying the November 3rd meeting to bring in those departments to talk about their requests for the board. For those who may have seen it on the town's website, Bellingham Power Choice, this is the town's aggregation program, for the second time in 2 years has reduced costs. So starting December 2025 for a 12-month period, electric supply, and this is just on the supply side. Cost will lower from 13.95 cents down to 12.964 for those on the standard program, and from 16.77 cents to 15.774 for those on the Power Choice Green program. You can go to bellinghampowerchoice.com for more information on the program. You can also get their link by visiting the town's website. And coming up this week, Board of Health is meeting tomorrow, Conservation on Wednesday, the 22nd, and Planning Board on the 23rd.
Been a busy week, huh?
Hillary, I have a question,
Mhm.
regarding the SNET.
Mhm.
Who heads that? Is there a committee that heads the SNET?
You mean a town committee?
Or just in general between Bellingham and Franklin? The reason why I ask is, I've seen enough out on the Facebook pages about, leaving bags of dog waste, etc. And I've been on other trails, and other trails they'll have like a pole with a basket. And they'll even have, atop that, they'll have a receptacle, like almost tissue, where you take, a bag out. So if you didn't have a bag. And I just wondered if we have this grant, I just wonder if maybe we could put that to use, because you do see a fair amount of these bags that people draw, they bag it, or sometimes they don't even bag it.
Well, I think the SNET is monitored and owned and run by the DEP. DCR. So if the town were to do something like that, it would have to be, I guess, approved by the DCR one, and then it would have to be town monitored, so you'd have to have.
DPW.
Yeah.
Just emptying the trash barrels.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I don't know if we need to get.
I think but I think it has to go through the
DCR.
I think it has to go through the SNET committee, and then it has to go through.
Well, I'm just wondering if
The
there's a
other.
grant, they have 16,000, maybe that grant could be used for something along those lines, that's all.
Well, I think they're putting the benches in now.
Yeah.
Right, they had
For all-
applied for specific funding for
Oh,
that
for the
specific
benches, I understand.
project.
Okay, get it.
But you know, as far as other amenities, that is something worthwhile bringing up, and you know, looking on the Franklin Bellingham Rail Trail Committee website. They basically say SNET is a trash, dog, waste carry and carry out facility. Please keep the marked trails. But it's
It's
I've
the
visited
intent.
others. There is very often at trailheads, DCR will maintain sort of trash pickups, but that might be something to investigate depending on what we're seeing in town as well, and depending on how much attention DCR also pays.
Yeah.
Madam Chairman. Or really and truly, we could ask our friends and neighbors who use the trail to pick up their dogs.
Well,
Do.
it's like we do. They do.
Yeah,
Believe me.
well,
It's not-
obviously not.
It's not-
It's usually a daily post about it.
Yeah, you just.
I mean, come on.
And I go down there with my dog and we see it all the time. And I'm not picking up somebody else's,
No, I'm not saying that, but you know, I mean,
yeah, they should. And they-
adults should be adults and do what they're supposed to do. I mean,
What-
sometimes I just get to the point where I'm like, listen,
Yeah.
it's your dog.
That's half the responsibility of having a dog. is to
Yeah.
take care of it. So you need to get it, but-
So now you've all heard me say it.
Okay.
Pick up your poop.
Okay, at this point, we've completed our agenda, right? We're going to an executive session.
Yes.
correct? So we, and we are not coming back out of this. We are.
We're coming back to public session.
All right, so we're going to, entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So
Right?
moved.
Yep.
Right, okay, so move. Second?
You have to read what.
Okay, make a motion to hold executive session in pursuant to GLC 30A, section 21A3 to discuss strategy with respect to litigation for ZP Barry versus Town of Bellingham, where the open meeting may have a detrimental effect on litigating position of the public body. There was a first, and we have a second. All in favor?
I know we need to do
No, roll call. The rules.
Yes.
Yes.
Jen
Yes.
and Don,
Yes.
okay. Who did the second, Cody?
Cody.
Okay. And so we will adjourn from public session when we're done from our executive session.
Okay.
ABMI.
Thanks.
Yeah, execute. Do we have that motion? Make a motion to
We have
execute
a
the
motion.
agreement.
Jen.
I believe so.
Settlement agreement
Oh,
and amendment to these ground lease.
You want to do that?
Yeah, so that's the last attachment.
Yeah, is it here?
No, we
Oh.
just, all you have to do is make a motion to
I
move
make
to
a,
execute
make a
the,
motion to execute the settlement agreement and the Bellingham ground lease amendment.
We have a first, we have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
4-0.
Thank you.
Madam Chairman.
Does that conclude us tonight?
Yeah, I think so.
All right,
Madam Chairman, I make a motion to adjourn.
we have a first, we have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
4-0, right there.
7:45.
Not bad.
Thank you so much, everybody.